The Dallas Cowboys stink. Jason Garrett stinks. Dak Prescott stinks. Shawn from the Sports Fury is going to talk about it. I'm already cracking up.
That's
Shawn,
how it's going to start, Adrian. Okay.
What's going on in Big D?
There's a lot going on in our heads right now. Very emotional time right now. I'll tell you that. And you have to start off the show saying we stink. Okay. I see how it is.
Well, I told Shawn before the show. I told him, I said I wouldn't make fun of the Cowboys. I said, I wouldn't show any of the Nick Foles memorabilia. I told him I wouldn't show the pristine Super Bowl DVD. I know it's really tough to acquire those VHSs these days in Big D. I know how hard it is. I can appreciate that. I did promise Shawn, I wouldn't show him the Sports Illustrated cover. I promised I wouldn't do that. So I'm trying to be nice here. I'm trying not to show too much. I said that I wouldn't show him the newspaper clippings from when the Eagles won the Super Bowl. I told him I wouldn't do that. And this beautiful pennant. I said I wouldn't show this either. So just a bunch of stuff. I promise you I wouldn't show it. So I just wanted to show you that I would be a man of my word.
Oh, I appreciate you trying. Trying is always the best thing, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. So there we go. All right, now let's get to the nitty gritty. The Dallas Cowboys. They are coming to Lincoln Financial Field for their funeral on Sunday night. Unfortunately, 53 coffins are being constructed at the moment. We've got 2 extra special coffins for Jerry Jones and Jason Garrett specifically. So we got that going for us. But Dallas, what's going on, Shawn? Dak Prescott is struggling.
Oh, man, it's not just Dak; it's the whole offense, man. It's been a rough, such a weird year. We can't win on the road. We only win at home, and then all of a sudden, we're playing a Titans team that we're like, this offense sucks. They're not gonna be able to score on our defense, and then it was the best first quarter of my life. Then after that, it was a heartbreak. So right now, I think everybody in Dallas is just like me. We don't know what the hell's going on.
Well, we know about heartbreak against the Tennessee Titans. We know about that.
That's true. Both of us lost. Both of us lost to the same team.
Yeah. Oh man, that was such a brutal loss. But anyway, I wanted to talk about some of the stuff that Troy Aikman was saying on 1310. The ticket, I guess, in Dallas. So he does like a weekly interview, and he was saying that a complete overhaul needs to occur in Dallas. What do you think about those comments? Personally, I agree with Troy Aikman 110%.
Yeah, man, Troy Aikman. I don't agree with him a lot. I really don't. But you know what? He had some good points. I read that article and everything about what he said. Now, the complete overhaul, I don't want to go complete. Our defense is great. Our defense is fine. We just signed Chris Richard. Let's not get rid of him. I think this guy's going to be our new D coordinator in about a year once Rod Marinelli gets too old. Yeah. Honestly, our biggest concern, and we all know it, is our offense. If it's got to be Garrett gone or Scott Linehan, got to be both those guys, or at least Scott Linehan in my eyes. Our play calling is too predictable. Everything is just. I understand everybody wants to overreact and click that whole reset button and just say, let's blow it up and start brand new. But we have so many talented pieces there. I don't want to start brand new. I want to just get something fresh. Fresh is the word I'm looking for. Just a new look.
So you're saying you want a new offensive coordinator, keep Dak Prescott in Dallas. You think
yes. No doubt, man. Like, the thing is, we saw Dak's potential in the first year, right? He did great. He had one of the best rookie years in NFL history, right? And it's not like he doesn't have the talent. We've seen flashes of it. The biggest issue over the last couple of years is the progression. It's developing, getting better. Because in this league, if you're going to be top of the game, you got to always get better. You can never settle. And I feel like the coaching, and when you look at that for a player, it's a little bit on the player, but it's a lot on the coaching. By keep on working on things, right? Getting better play calling, adapting in the playbook, adding new plays, because they know exactly what you're going to do. You're going to run on first down, you're going to do a bootleg on first down or something of that nature. Teams are going to tee off on that all day, and at the end of the day, I'm not going to put that all on Dak. Yeah, Dak has missed some throws and missed some reads, but at the end of the day, why is that not being addressed at halftime? Why aren't they exploiting those openings in the second half? That has to be coaching.
Yeah. Here's kind of like what I'm seeing with Dak since his first year, and in terms of the progression. I think the talent around him has just simply gotten worse since that rookie season from a couple years ago, especially from the offensive line this year. You're missing Travis Frederick. That's a big loss. And, obviously, he might be a Cowboy, but I'm hoping for the best with him. So you got that situation. You lose Dez Bryant in the offseason. You pick up all these receivers that run less than 10 yards. So it's a very vanilla offense. And Dak, he struggles when he's pressured in the pocket. When you pressure him with his face and in his face and you make him move around in the pocket, I think that's when he struggles. And we're seeing a lot more of that last year, and then even more of that this year. And I think that's a big reason for his struggles this year.
Oh, no doubt. We saw that the whole time against Tennessee. Every time they brought blitz, our whole play would crash. The blitzing and blitzing and blitzing nonstop. Now is that a little bit with Travis Frederick being out? Because we all know a center
in the protection, so it's definitely a factor.
It plays a huge factor. A center. They always say the center is like the quarterback of the offensive line. He makes all the adjustments, right? So that does hurt, So because coming out of the draft, he was one of the smartest centers rated, right? IQ wise, he was, and that's a big reason why we got him. So that plays a little factor, but yeah, the offense is taking a lot of new changes. No more Jason Witten, no more Dez Bryant. Those were our security blankets, right? And I know a lot of Dallas people were like, get rid of Dez. Yeah, Dez was not the same, but still, Dez, even though, people say he couldn't run good routes, he didn't run a lot of routes. He still got separation, though. He was still a big body receiver that knew how to box out.
Yeah,
I'm watching all his highlights because I saw today when he goes to Saints, they're showing all his highlights, and I'm like, let me look at this. This make me feel good about it. And I'm watching, I'm like, he still could get separation. He could still use his body to separate himself. We don't have a receiver like that right now. And you see that. You see how our offense just is so inconsistent with corners that are manned up. When they're playing man on us, we can't find anybody open.
Yeah, that was my big concern heading into the season. I remember telling you and Josh that on like a preview video we did. It reminded me of when Chip Kelly got rid of Shawn Jackson. Just a very stubborn move, thinking that his scheme was just going to prevail, and it didn't. And the Eagles' offense became very, very vanilla. They struggled offensively. Chip Kelly got fired. He's gone. Thank you. Next. Shout out to Ariana Grande. So there you go. So same situation here. I really felt the same about it. I'm just like, you can only talk up Tavon Austin so much. Michael Gallup can only do so much as a rookie. And when did you get him? Third round, something like that? So
third round, yeah.
Yeah, the potential was limited of what these receivers could do.
That's true. Yeah, that was my concern too. And everybody knew I'm a diehard Dez fan, and I think Dez. I didn't think we should have let Dez go because at the end of the day, if you're going to get rid of him, replace him. Don't get rid of him because he's still a talented guy. Like, you're only hurting the team at that point. It's in my opinion. If you're going to get rid of a guy like that, you got to be upgrading the position or getting some kind of substitute in that position. And we didn't do that at all. Yeah. And they took a gamble. And even Jason Garrett admitted, he's like, yeah, we feel it. And yeah, you feel it. You should have known it. You've been coaching this guy for years. What do you mean? Oh, well, now we know. What are you talking about? Come on.
Yeah. It was just so eerily similar to the Shawn situation. You could see this going to come from a mile away. Yep. And now you spend a first round pick on Amari Cooper.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't big on that. I put out a little rant about it.
Well, just to let you know, Amari Cooper is up for trade in our fantasy league. We have a three-way tie for second place. It's me, you, and Josh at
true.
3, and then Pigskin Pete at the top of the standing at 7 and 2. Shout out to him.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, it's getting pretty tight over there. Our matchups, man.
Yeah. It's funny because you guys made fun of me for all the bye weeks, and I am standing at the right point of the season.
Hey, the bye weeks aren't over yet. Okay, we'll see.
I'm going to get decimated by him this week because I got Thielen and Hopkins out. So I'm going up against King Dingbat.
Oh, you a Philly 500?
Philly 500 is playing, yeah. So it's battle of the Dingbats this week. Okay. Where's he at? Is he 5-4 or 4-5?
I think he's somewhere around there. One of those two. I can't remember if he
got
won
the most points in the league. So he's that guy this year who's scoring a bunch of points and just getting
pretty much. Everybody's been there, you know.
Yeah.
Like you have to be that guy that faces the top scorer every week.
Yeah, I think it's him. I think he has the top points. It could be Josh though. Josh,
well, hey, I know he was for the first few weeks, and then Josh took over. And then I know I'm not sure if Philly's back up there or not. I know I'm right behind Josh by like a couple, like 20 points.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, that's something we'll look at. Anyway, nobody cares about our fantasy.
Nobody gives a shit about it.
Nobody cares. So there you go. But yeah, like that was a comment from Troy Aikman. He even talked about that with the Amari Cooper situation. There was a belief that they had what they had at the wide receiver position was plenty, that they could use guys in a lot of different ways. That didn't pan out the way that they hoped. They spent a first-round pick in order to bring in Amari Cooper because they acknowledged that they made a mistake. When you make those changes, it's not seamless. It's basically an admission that, we screwed up. So kind of what we just talked about.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, to me, like at least they admitted they're wrong, right? At least we didn't go through the whole season without a number one. Us giving up a first-round pick is going to hurt us because we've pretty much almost hit every first-round pick that we've done the last so many years. So it hurt me personally because I don't like to give up a first-round pick. But he is a young guy. He's 24 years old. Y'all were trying to get him for a second-round pick. So I'm like, we had to give up a first just to keep away from y'all. So it's like
your second-round pick's going to be better than our second-round pick.
Well, now, yeah, probably. I don't know. But yeah, it's at the end of the day though, I understand why they get a first rounder, but it still hurts, man. It still hurts.
Let me just say this. I don't think Amari Cooper's a bad receiver. I think he's just in a situation here, even with Dak Prescott. I don't even know if he can get on the ball. I don't know. Can he hit him downfield?
Well, I don't know because we didn't take any shots this past Monday. We didn't take one shot to him down the field. I swear, when
he threw the ball, he threw him in double coverage.
Yeah, God. Oh, man, don't remind me of that. Yeah, that was I knew it. Going into the game, I kind of was nervous. I was like, man, they're going to force the ball to Amari Cooper. Because Josh was like, Cole Beasley's going to have a day. I'm like, no, they're going to force the ball. I know Scott Linehan. He's going to force the ball to Amari Cooper the whole damn game, unnecessarily force the ball. And they saw that. We saw that happen.
Yeah. All right, here's another quote from Aikman from this interview. So go through the list, and this team over a long period of time has been what's it been? It hasn't always mattered who the head coach has been. So to me, if you're asking me, I'd say there has to be a complete overhaul of the entire organization. You can't just simply replace head coaches and say now it's going to be better. No, it's been shown that it's not better, and you have to address how everything is being done. So there's that, and there's been times where I've heard Jerry say, "Okay, look, we're going to do it differently. I'm going to do it differently, but it's the same. Nothing changes." And that, to me, is the bigger issue beyond, yes, coaching is important, personnel and all those things are important, but how are you going about evaluating? How are you going about running the organization? When it comes to that, I once again, I think he's spot on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he definitely is. Because what he's referring to is Jerry.
Yeah.
Jerry Steven, right?
Jerry's the problem.
Yeah.
He's
so
the problem.
Don't get me wrong. Jerry's given up a lot of power in the last so many years, especially Stevens. Stevens pretty much taken. Practice has been great, but that all comes down to them, Jerry and Steven, trusting a coach, trusting a guy to take the team and do what he needs to do to make that team better. I feel like Jason Garrett doesn't feel like he has that. He feels like everything has to go through Steven and Jerry.
Yeah.
But we need a coach. That's why I want us to get rid of Jason Garrett. We got to get a coach that's going to take that stand and stand up to them, just like Jimmy Johnson did. And look what we had with Jimmy, Jimmy said, no, we're going to do it this way. And it worked. We need a coach that's going to be willing to stand up to Jerry and not be afraid of that. Jason Garrett's not that guy.
Jerry wants yes men. He wants clap.
Yeah, he does. Oh, God, the clap. Oh, God.
Yeah. That's what he wants. Oh, my God. And I talked about this pre-show. Here's what's kind of going on. I mean, Jerry Jones is old. He's not getting any younger. He knows he doesn't have a lot of time left. He wants another Super Bowl before he dies.
Yeah.
The quickest way to probably get to that Super Bowl is to tinker with the offense. Maybe you even get a franchise quarterback that's not Dak Prescott. I don't know. You don't seem to go that route yet, but that's okay. So because you're right about the defense. There's pieces on that defense, man. There are DeMarcus Lawrence. I'm not even talking about Shawn Lee. You got the cornerback Byron Jones. He's really taken off this year. You got Leighton Vander Esch. I loved him in the draft. Jalen Smith. You guys have players defensively that you can build around, but you need to revamp this offense. And I think you need to replace Dak. If you get a top 10 pick, I would consider going with a quarterback, but that's just me.
I don't want to give up on him so early.
I know. So like, he's in his third year. So you give him, what do you give him? One more year with a new head coach? It's like, because Jerry is saying we're extending him, and I'm just like, why? What are you doing? I mean, I want it to happen. Trust me. I
know you do. I know.
I want it.
I look at it like I want to give it one more shot with the new offensive coordinator. So let's see how that goes.
1 year before he gets his big deal. If he sucks again, all right, let's move on.
Okay. Yeah, exactly. Like process of elimination. That's how I look at it. Process of elimination. Because I like that coming out of college. I said it before we drafted him that I want to get this guy and develop him. I knew before he was drafted. I said it. I texted all my friends. I was like, look at this Dak Prescott guy. Now I think we should draft him. And at that time, I thought Romo was going to be here for like another 2-3 years. So I was like, get Dak and develop him. Like, I don't think he's there passing the ball yet. But he was a playmaker at Mississippi State, man. He carried the team. He didn't have a lot of weapons, so he never had to throw the ball. So he never had to really develop.
Yeah, they have that. They run with the quarterback a lot. So, like, the quarterback always gets kind of undervalued with Mississippi State because of the way they play football.
Exactly. So I knew that going into this, Dak would be a guy that you're going to have to develop. But I feel like he could be that new prototypical type of quarterback that we're seeing coming out of college now. Those guys that are mobile, like a Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson. Yeah. But he's not far as long as those guys were because he didn't go to a college, like a great college like a Clemson or where did Wisconsin, right? It were big programs. He went to Mississippi State. So it's like, I feel like he needs to develop a little bit more. And we just need a guy that's going to actually develop him. So.
I can get behind that if you get the right guy in, but I'm still like I don't know about Dak. We'll see though. Now here's something that's kind of crazy to think about. Yeah. What if you kept Tony Romo?
Man, the thing is, I think if we had Tony Romo, as long as he can stay healthy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true because with the collarbone and stuff.
Yeah, collarbone, back issues.
Yeah.
Romo's never had a top defense like we have now. We have the 4th ranked total defense, 3rd in points allowed. That's crazy to me. I can't remember the last time we've had a good defense like that and a running game. Both of that combined, and you have a quarterback that can make throws. Look what's happening with. I'm not saying Romo's like a Drew Brees, but look what's happening with Drew Brees. Like when he has a running game, it's not all on him, but he can still make any throw on the field just like Romo could.
Yeah,
and that's all you need. You need a guy that can make those throws and make a team pay if they stack the box. And Dak hasn't gotten to that point yet. So, and with the defense, dude, I think we could be easily winning the division and making it deep in the playoffs.
Here's something that people are not going to agree with in Philadelphia. If you have Tony Romo playing quarterback right now, if he was playing these last couple of years and he's healthy, Dallas is going to win the division this year. Because guess who's coming back? Des Bryant's coming back.
Yeah.
And you'd have Zeke and you'd have that defense. And the way that the Eagles look this year, I mean, are they even going to get to 10-6? Because I think with Tony Romo, you could get to 10-6.
Oh yeah, definitely.
The defense is very, very underrated, and that's something that we talked about too before the year. It's like I was like, I respect your defense. I know all about Todd Marinelli and how he always gets the best out of those guys in Dallas, but I just didn't believe in the offense. I thought it was going to be a bottom 5 offense. I thought Dak was just going to be abysmal, and this offense was just going to be too vanilla. And that's what happened. But I also was like, this defense is very underrated. And they're top 5 right now in the league.
Oh, yeah, dude. I remember me and Josh did our top 10 defenses offenses before the season started. And I said Dallas is going to be 8th, I think I said.
Yeah.
I think somewhere on there. And people made fun of me. Dallas's defense is not going to be that good. Like, just watch. Now, I was wrong on the offense, but
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, but I was just going off of back in a couple years ago when Zeke and Dak were both on the field, we had a top 10 offense, but the defenses have figured us out. Scott Linehan making those adjustments. So our offense right now, 27th ranked offense total. That's ridiculous.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's I believe you guys are third in points per game allowed and fourth in terms of yards allowed per game.
Yeah, and defense, yeah, we're fourth total defense in yardage and third in points allowed, only giving up 18.9 points a game.
There you go.
We were number one going into this past
yeah.
Monday. That went out the window.
That's crazy that the third ranked defense is allowing 18.9 points per game. That would not be possible 5 years ago.
Oh no, definitely not, dude.
Jesus Christ. I kind of had this conversation yesterday with a couple friends of mine. I am kind of disliking the NFL at the moment. I am not enjoying a lot of this football this year. There's not a lot of resistance from the defenses. Like I love seeing throws in the tight windows, and the windows are not tight anymore.
No, man, you can't touch the receivers. You can't body them up at all. You know, so these defenders are scared of getting the flag thrown on them and scared of touching them at all. It's a flag nowadays. So it's everything's everybody that the casual fan wants a high scoring.
Oh, they love this shit.
They love it. But
the Saints and Rams, I was bored of that game, but everybody loved it. Like it's just up and down the field. It's like it's a college game. There's a reason why I always loved the NFL more than college. I don't want to see teams scoring on every possession. I want to see some punts. I want to see field position. I want to see that type of football.
You want to see strategy, right? You want to see that chess match between the linebacker and the quarterback, you know?
Yes, and we're just seeing Madden.
Mm-hmm.
Madden has come to life.
Yeah, pretty much, man. It's just nonstop scoring. Nonstop.
I mean, Pat Mahomes is going to set the NFL record for passing touchdowns.
That's ridiculous.
Like ridiculous.
I'm no offense to Patrick Mahomes, he's playing phenomenal. I give him his props, but he should not be anywhere close to Peyton or Tom's or any of those records that they have, man.
But that's where the game's going right now, and it's breaking my heart. I have to, actually, I actually have to bring out the VHS machines too sometimes because that's how we got to watch the old games from the 90s. I got to put it in the VHS, man.
Hey, look at the bright spot. I'm a bright spot kind of guy. At least we're getting running backs coming back in the league, right? True. Remember a few years ago, they're like running backs are dead, and now all of a sudden, all these great running backs. So at least we're getting the running game back.
Yeah, that's true. And the evolution of the running back, we're seeing guys that can actually catch the ball. So it's like Reggie Bush, like he came out too early. This is the type of football. This is his era. Like all these guys, he was Kamara. That's who Reggie Bush was. But like when he got to the NFL, it was almost like they didn't know how to use him.
Oh yeah, he sat like just returning punts and kickoffs for like years.
Yeah,
until he finally started utilizing him, right?
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's kind of move on this conversation to Sunday's game. Are you feeling good? Do you think the Cowboys can win this game?
This one, I've been going back and forth, man. I was so stressed out about this. I was like, man, I was hoping we win the Titans game and propel us and get that momentum. And you know what? But I look at this, man, and honestly, is it winnable for the Dallas Cowboys? It is, and not because y'all's team. I don't like y'all's team. I'm not being biased. I'm looking at y'all haven't been performing like I thought y'all would. I thought y'all were going to just take away the division.
I mean, it's not wrong.
You're not
wrong in that sense.
And I'm especially with y'all's offensive line issues. If our defense can make enough plays with y'all's offensive line issues and stuff like that, I think that's going to be the key for us. That's where we have to capitalize. And y'all's secondary obviously hasn't played up to par. Now our passing offense hasn't played up to par. So it's whichever one shows up more that day, right? That's what it's going to boil down to. I think this game can go either way. It's just both teams are struggling at different parts of the game.
This game, this second half of the season, it's about Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
How are you going to tinker with that offense heading into this bye? You're struggling to score points. The defense through 8 games is allowing the same amount of points they did last year. So nothing has changed in that regard. As bad as it's looked, I know the fourth quarter comebacks. I know. Trust me. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it, Eagles fans. I get it. But in terms of everything else with this offense, it's not clicking. And Doug Peterson, he needs to make adjustments. He needs to make some changes, figure out how to use Golden Tate in this offense. And if the Eagles can get back to scoring, say, I don't know, late 20s in terms of the points per game, they can go on the second half of the season. So
Yeah.
it's about Doug. I really think so. And just changing this offense around and catering it around to the personnel and using all their capabilities. So
Yeah.
it's about Doug. It's about Doug. I
It's
got
all
the
about
Eagles
Doug.
winning. I don't have the Eagles winning. Like I don't have the Eagles like absolutely destroying them. I have 24-13.
Okay.
So I have like it's like a thorough beatdown, but it's not like it's even though I've been playing up this funeral,
Yeah.
it's like more like a cremation, I guess.
Yeah. No, yeah. It's interesting thinking about it because what scares me the most of this game is what I saw against Titans. We were having problems on third down. We couldn't get off the field for our defense. We looked great in the first quarter, and then once our offense was stalled, and that's the biggest thing. No matter how good your defense is, if your offense can't maintain drives and give you rest, we're a little thin at the D line right now. That's what scares me, even though too. Like I feel like we might keep it close, and then late in the game our D line might get tired because David Irving's hurt right now. Randy Gregory was out last game. I'm not sure if he's going to play. That concerns me a little bit. And now came out today that Connor Williams is going to have surgery on his knee. That's probably going to at least miss one game, just a scope. So it's nothing serious.
Yeah.
But now we have to deal with a backup guard, which I didn't even think that Connor Williams should have been a guard. I thought, Lyle Collins should have been our guard, but whatever. That's a different story. But it's like we have a backup guard right there with our backup center, and our center right now, Joe Looney, is our backup guard. He's playing center now. So it's like our offense line and with our issues, Dak has been hit how many times? I have it written down here. Shoot, I don't have it written down right here. But he's been sacked 28 times. That's what it is. Like 28 times this year, or 27, 28 times. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's only a little bit behind Eli Manning.
Yeah, so the only guy that's like getting hit more is Carson Wentz. Well, actually, technically not because Nick Foles played the first couple of games, but the Eagles quarterbacks are getting hit like a lot. So both offensive lines are not playing to their capabilities this year. Yeah. I mean, these are supposed to be the top two units in the NFL, and they're not playing like it.
Yeah. So I look at this game and I think it's going to be close. And you know what? I actually think my Cowboys are going to pull it out barely. I think they're going to pull it out just because if our defense can make some plays. Byron Jones, I feel like our secondary, I don't know what happened with Byron Jones this past week. I don't know what happened with them. Leighton Vander Esch is definitely going to be starting. He looked very out of sync. I don't know. It's because when he was starting, he looked great. LVE looked phenomenal. When he was coming off the bench, he looked a lot different to me. He was missing a lot of tackles, missing his reads. I'm not sure if it's because he's not getting as much practice time with the ones or what. But now Shawn Lee's definitely out. Leighton Vander Esch should be back. Hopefully he gets back to how he was the first few weeks when he was starting. That's the biggest key to me is if our defense can make enough plays, because with y'all secondary giving up a lot of yardage like y'all are, I feel like at least our passing game hasn't been great, but at least we're going against one of the worst pass defenses. No offense, over there, but at least we could still get some yardage. So y'all give them a lot of yardage, but we just got to capitalize when we get in the positions, because I feel like that's where it's going to come down to.
If you protect Dak, that's the key.
Oh, yeah, protecting Dak. And capitalizing on opportunities. I think I was telling Philly in our pick'em videos, I think it's all going to come down to which team capitalizes on the opportunities. Dallas didn't capitalize on that opportunity in the red zone to go up 14-0 against the Titans last week. We turned it over, We got to capitalize on those opportunities.
Yeah, you should have been up 17-0 instead of 7-0.
Oh, yeah, and the missed field goal. God, I forgot about that. God,
yeah. But hasn't he been pretty good for you guys, though?
That was only his third miss. Yeah, he missed the very first field goal for the Cowboys at the beginning of the year, and then his second miss was against Redskins to send it to overtime.
Yeah,
right before our bye.
All right, because my instinct said he was doing well this year. So
he's done great. I don't know what's going on with him now. Hopefully he cleans that up. So
yeah. So what's your score?
I think it's gonna be close, man. I think it's gonna be probably like a 24-21 kind of game. It's gonna be right there. If not 21-18, somewhere around that area, man. It's gonna be real.
You're picking the Eagles.
What?
So you're picking the Eagles.
No. I'm picking my Cowboys. I'm going with the gut, man. I'm going with the gut feeling. We got to win a road game eventually.
Here's what does work in your favor. I mean, the last couple of times you come to Philly, you have won. Now, last year didn't really count, that 6-0 game, but the year before you got us. I mean, you kind of do come into Philly and win. I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be It's going to be interesting because our games are always tough. Even
Yeah.
when that first game that we played last year without Zeke, we were up at halftime and then y'all took it away in the second half, right?
Yeah.
I remember that because we streamed and I was like, I can't believe we're winning, and then we just blew it and I was like, oh, and I cried. But like our games are always tough, Cowboys and Eagles, and we're going to go back and forth. It's just going to be one of those games, man. We're all going to be stressing out, I feel like.
And it's funny that you mentioned that game from last year because that was the first half that Carson Wentz really, really struggled in. Like, might have been the worst half he played all year. So the big difference between last year and this year, when Carson Wentz struggled last year, you can rely on the running game to gain yards, and you can work the ball through that way. But you can't do that this year.
Yeah.
And Carson Wentz has to play perfect each and every game.
Yeah. Jay Ajayi, he's out, man, and that's why I felt like y'all should address more in the trade deadline. But there wasn't a lot of running backs out there to trade for.
Yeah, and Amir Abdullah just got claimed by Minnesota, so that was the guy I was thinking about, wanting to get.
Yeah.
I would have liked to go after a back. I mean, Le'Veon Bell was the big sexy name, but he never signed his tender.
Until he signs, yeah.
Yeah, he didn't sign his tender, aka his Tinder. He decided to swipe left, so he could fuck off. There you go. I would have liked somebody, and they didn't get anybody. So
yeah,
it is what it
is. It's going to be one of those games, man. It's always going to be one of those games with the Cowboys Eagles.
Yeah.
Where we're all going to be stressing out 1 second, we're going to be happy another, and then we're going to be stressing out again. It's going to be one of those
That's
days.
why I'm not saying it's going to be 34-13. That's why I say
that's Philly. He's going to say 60-0,
and then he will say 62-3 Dallas.
Yeah, pretty. Yeah.
There you go. So there you go. All right, you know what? You know what I'm going to do before we depart? I'm going to look at the fantasy football standing just to give everyone a true update. Because we were talking about it earlier, and then we'll kind of do final thoughts and we'll get out of here. So the Fantasy Football Sports Fury Creators League, my team name is Deep Penetration, as you can imagine. All capital letters.
I wonder why.
Yeah. Fletcher Cox had some deep penetration. Deep. That was pretty good, dude, actually.
That was good?
That was good for a noob. Yeah.
I've been practicing, man.
I
knew you were inviting me on the show. I was like, all right, I gotta practice.
I gotta get one. All right, so Josh leads the league in scoring. So he's at 1,100 points, and then King Dingbat, Philly 500, is second at 1081. But he is 4-5. He's 4-5. He's getting unlucky this year.
Yeah, he's literally having people outscore him every week, man. It's rough. I've been there. But yeah, man, you're doing good though. You're 6-3. Me and you 6-3.
Yeah, 6-3. I've been dealing with some injuries, so I kind of was able to get by some of this stuff. So you have 19 more points, 18 and a half more points scored than me. So you're the third leading scorer, and I'm the fourth. Okay. So there you go. And then Pigsky and Pete, who's actually in first, is actually the fifth leading scorer of the league.
Yeah,
so there's a top five, and then there's a big drop off after that.
Oh yeah, there's a big drop off after that. Yeah, there's definitely a big drop off.
Dude,
our reigning champion UCF Jaguars is not doing
3-6. He's 3-6. The MJ take has been the Giants of the league. He's struggling big time. He's at 2-7. Sports is at.
You draft Le'Veon Bell.
Well, that's not going to work. Rover Sports is 3-6. Nope. Gen Central 4-5. Waterboard Report 4-5.
Yeah,
we only have 4 teams with winning records in this league.
We're both one of them. So
yeah, that's true.
We're doing something right. We're doing something right.
Sports Fury and the Bitter Birds have 3 of the playoff spots.
Yeah, we do. We're gonna
actually King Dingbat is one of the playoff participants, considering he's 4-5, but he's in there.
He's in there. Yeah, both of y'all won't be in there long once we get there. But
well, I might have a bye. I got to get past Pig and Pete though. He's in.
Top 2 get buys. That's right.
Yeah, I got to get past. He's got to lose one of these weeks. Like, what the hell? He's not losing.
Dude, he's not. He beat me and Josh one week.
Well, I beat him, so I took care of business. I took care of that ass.
You gave him that deep penetration.
I gave him that deep penetration. And I lost to Josh because my kicker decided to get hurt before the game. and
Oh,
Greg Zerline, I think, and then
oh yeah.
yeah, and I lost. Okay, that's it. Again, nobody cares about our fantasy teams, but I figured I'd show everyone where we're at here in the standings.
Yeah.
There's that. So you got any final thoughts now before we depart?
Oh, you said those 53 coffins, right? Can you make another one for Scott Linehan? That'd be great.
56 of them. So we got 53 for the players. Scott Linehan. We got one for Jerry Jones, and Jason Garrett gets one too.
Yeah.
And then we need a big extra large coffin for Chris Christie.
For Chris Christie. As long as if we lose, I just need an extra coffin for Scott Linehan. I'm good. I'm happy.
So you just need one coffin. That's it.
Just one. I'm good with just one.
Okay. All right. I can get a special request in. I can make that work for you.
All right. Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. So there it is. All right. So 57 and a half coffins, because 1.5 is needed for Chris Christie. So there we go. That is Sports Fury. Shawn, this was a lot of fun. I am Adrian Fetchu. We're not playing the Bears this year, but maybe I'll get Josh on one of these weeks. We'll figure it out. But yeah, this was great. I had a blast.
I did too, man. I appreciate you having me on. Seriously, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Anytime. And obviously, I'll repay the favor whenever you guys need me to do so. So there you go. And
we're definitely going to hit you up soon.
You guys just reached 50,000 subscribers, too. So
I know, man.
I'm a little minnow, man, compared to you guys.
It's a journey, man. It's a grind. But, man, you keep doing what you're doing, man. You put in a lot of work. So we respect everything that you do over there, man. Seriously. You deserve a lot more. You deserve a lot more.
Yeah, it happens. I tend to get overlooked, I guess. That's what it is.
Yeah.
It's all right. So that's it. That's Shawn. I'm Adrian. We're out of here. Take care.